everybody! I'm here today to tell you to not fall for these car mechanic scams. That's right. Don't fall for these 7 car mechanic scams. Now, I have to preface this video by telling you that the vast majority, almost every single car mechanic on this planet, are honest people, and they're just trying to make an honest living. But there are some shady mechanics that use these scam tactics to try and scam you out of money. I've seen it happen firsthand, to be absolutely honest with you, and I've heard many stories from people that I know, and I wanted to tell you about the scams so that hopefully you don't fall for them. Let's get right into it. Car mechanic scam number 1 to avoid at all costs is selling you a new tire for a flat tire. So sometimes when you get a flat tire, you will need a completely new tire. If the tire is flat along the sidewall of it, then yes, you're probably going to need a new tire. So sometimes, depending on the whole situation, you might need a new tire if your current tire is flat in a certain way. But 99% of the time, you're not going to need a new tire. You can just patch up the tire. But a mechanic will make a lot more profit selling you a new tire than simply patching up your current tire. So they might offer to sell you a new tire, or even say, well, we got to replace both of the tires at the front or both of the tires on the rear. They might try and sell you a new tire when you have a flat tire. And you might need it, but you might not. So make sure that you need it before you say yes and pay for a brand new tire and installation. Car mechanic scam number 2, I almost didn't say that properly. Car mechanic scam number 2 is showing you someone else's dirty cabin air filter or even dirty engine air filter. And this is what happened to me personally. I replaced my own cabin air filters because they're unbelievably easy to replace. So I ended up replacing my own. And I had just replaced my cabin air filter recently, and the mechanic came to me and showed me a dirty air filter and said, hey, this is your cabin air filter, we should replace it. And I said, wait a second, buddy. I said, I just replaced it like 2 weeks ago. That's impossible. So I walked over to the car in the bay and I opened up my glove box and my air filter was still there. He was showing me someone else's. Needless to say, I got a significant discount on that transaction because he knew I caught him straight up. All right, anyway, so just be wary. Just know if your cabin air filter is dirty or when the last time you replaced it was. Okay, number 3 is basically always offering you an oil change too early. So one scam is that they'll always tell you need an oil change. So you go in for new brakes and like, yeah, we might as well change the oil too. And that's just because they're trying to pad their work order. Meaning they're trying to beef up their work order. And you might have just had an oil change a month ago, but they're going to tell you we might as well do an oil change now. You're here anyways. It'll be nice and simple. Don't get an oil change if you don't need one. It's a waste of money. If the engine oil in your car engine is almost brand new and you replace it with new engine oil, it's a complete waste of money, okay? Very simple. Car mechanic scam number 4 to avoid is putting something that rattles somewhere in your car so you go back there. I've heard of this one being done actually more than a few times, where a mechanic will literally get a toy or something that rattles and hide it somewhere in your car. You're gonna drive, a couple days later, you're probably gonna notice that the rattle has persisted. You're like, wait, you bring it back there and you're like, hey, you know what, the car's been rattling since it left here. They're like, oh, we'll take a look at it. Oh, the thing that's rattling is this component. We need a new one. They replace something that you never needed to be replaced to begin with. It's a really scary thing that people can do, but I mean, yeah, if you hear rattling, you're going to be alarmed and you're going to probably say yes to whatever they offer you. Okay, number 5 is, oh, because we're replacing this, we might as well replace that too. And sometimes it makes sense. Sometimes it makes sense. On my old car, I had to replace the clutch, and when a friend of mine that is a mechanic, when he opened up the car, he said, well, we're replacing your clutch, so we might as well replace the, I don't remember what it was. I want to say the flywheel, but I'm not 100% sure. And it made sense because he sent me a picture of the component and he said, you can see that it's all worn down. So it makes sense. But if he would have said, we're replacing your clutch, you know, might as well replace your transmission too, or something that doesn't need to be replaced, then it's a waste of money. Once again, they're padding their work order. They're trying to get more work, which means more profit. They're not ripping you off in the sense that they're probably actually going to replace it, but you didn't need to be replaced. So they're just creating more profit for themselves, okay? Number 6 is charging you for an OEM part part and giving you an aftermarket part. This happens all the time because if it's something like a clutch or something that you don't see, you're not going to know if it's OEM or aftermarket. So they'll charge you. They'll say, you know what, this is what it costs. You know, they'll charge you for the OEM part, but then they'll actually install an aftermarket part. And the aftermarket part might be $100, $200, $300 cheaper than the OEM part. So that's going to be pure profit for them. That extra amount that they're saving on their costs is going to be just pure profit, like just right in their pocket kind of idea. Last but not least is car mechanic scam number 7, which are these bogus extra fees. You know, I've seen on a work order, disposal fee. And I say, okay, what's the disposal fee? Oh, because we have to throw it out. But it's a rag, let's say. And they're not disposing it in, so they're like tossing it in the garbage, right? Or tossing it in the recycling. In some instances, I have seen mechanics where they actually get paid to send the component away. They get paid money, and then they also charge the customer a fee. So they're doubling up, right? And, you know, like I said, it's just meant to pad their bottom line, to give them a little bit of extra beef on the profit. I don't mind any business owner, any person trying to make some extra profit if it's legit. If you're trying to make some extra profit and you're giving me something that's legitimate, that I legitimately need or could benefit from, 1000% that's called business. But when you're trying to scam your way, it's not good. And I just want to reiterate, like almost every single mechanic I've ever met in my entire life has been an honest person doing an honest job, trying to earn an honest living. And that's great. But I have met and known of and heard of a few mechanics that have these shady tactics along with these like mechanic scams, and I just believe that everyone should be aware of them, so that if you encounter these 1 in a million type of people, where they rarely occur, but if you encounter them, you know exactly what to look for. So keep your eyes open for these scams and try to avoid them at all costs. And that's it. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment, and of course be sure to subscribe for more great car and driving videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.